Welcome and thank you for coming to Des Moines for the 6th Annual Iowa Renewable Fuels Summit. Your attendance proves that the Iowa Renewable Fuels Association is strong. I look forward to working with you, as I have for years, to support the association's efforts to strengthen our biofuel industries. This year's theme comes at a critical time. As many of you know, the U.S. sends over $1 billion a day to foreign countries for our oil. I'd rather invest that money here at home on American energy and American jobs. Instead, our economic and national security is vulnerable to the political whims of oil-rich countries. For example, consider Iran's recent threats to disrupt commerce through the Persian Gulf. These are blatant attempts to drive up the price of oil, and they will. At the same time, Wall Street speculators can manipulate energy markets to artificially inflate the cost per barrel. OPEC and Wall Street get rich while Americans pay at the pump. We would be foolish to continue down that path. To break our bondage from OPEC, we need to support the renewable fuels that are paving the road towards energy independence. We should begin by increasing choice and competition. That is why I support an open fuel standard that increases the number of flex fuel vehicles. I will also keep fighting to expand blender pumps for E15 and E85. In Iowa, E85 sales increased 20% the last quarter compared to last year. That trend will only grow if more Americans have access to alternatives. Unfortunately, it's been a tough year for renewable fuels on Capitol Hill. However, the renewable fuel standard is still intact, which requires the continued development of renewables. I will continue to defend the RFS and the quality jobs it creates. Critics say the renewable fuels community wants handouts, but they're wrong. You simply want a level playing field. That is why I propose ending subsidies to big oil. It's time for petroleum to compete fairly with renewable energy. As the new Farm Bill is being written, I will work very hard to be a strong advocate of Iowa's renewable fuel program so we can continue doing our part to end our dependence on foreign oil. Again, thank you to the Iowa Renewable Fuels Association for allowing me to speak to you today. Enjoy your conference and your time together, and have a wonderful time here in Des Moines. I wish I could be with you. That finishes my prepared remarks. I would just like to say to all of you that this is a critical time. It's what drives me. I went through the experience, which probably all of you have heard one time or another, about being still in uniform over in a foreign country when we had the first fuel crisis, and what I saw ordinary, common people just like us will do if they can't get fuel for their car or their delivery vehicle. And that's when I realized we were in bondage to OPEC, and we need to press hard to get away from it. So I've worked very hard when I was in state legislature and here, and I want us to continue to do it. And make no mistake about it, those that don't want us to be successful are putting a lot of effort into making sure we're not. I knew that the big oil lobby was powerful. I did not know how powerful they really are. Well, we can be just as powerful as that, but it's taken time, it's taken effort, and it's because of your willingness to bond together and work together and stay with it. And I want us to stay with it. We have to continue our efforts to get a bondage to OPEC and be able to do as much as we possibly can to have renewable fuels and stuff that we can produce ourselves and give us independence and give us the opportunity to have economic growth and do it with American production, American jobs, and all the things that have made our country great. So again, thank you for your efforts, and I hope you have a great conference together.